Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and what is up? Welcome back to the nerdiest place on earth. I'm sure you guys are just as excited as I am to see that Hollow Knight SilkSong is out, and I'm blown away, not just by the quality of the game, but the fact that they took their time to make something so beautiful. And they catered to us by releasing such a wonderful game at such a low price point of only $20. I can't even believe that. That's absolutely insane. With how high quality this game is, to drop it at such a low price point is just almost insane to think about in the modern day gaming industry, and it's absolutely blowing me away. This game is beautiful. And I really hope that some of these other gaming companies take notes and look into what it means to be able to produce something amazing and still create a fair price point for the fans. And I'm not saying that every game needs to release at $20, but holy moly, can the prices definitely come down in the gaming industry right now. But anyways, let's talk about SilkSong, because I've gotten a chance to put in a fair amount of gameplay into it, and I am enjoying it so much so far. I mean, the traversal is amazing. The combat is just so fun. The bosses are definitely challenging, but not to the point where it's absolutely downright frustrating. You can tell when you make a mistake and how you can improve to get better. And that's something that I absolutely love about skill-based games like this, where they give you the opportunity to learn and get better, and it feels good as you do. And SilkSong is just an absolute perfect example of that. It really takes the learning curve of the game and throws it at you with different types of enemies, different bosses, things like that. Placement can be such a big deal during a boss fight, and it really puts that into perspective for you. I found myself paying so much attention to what was going on during a boss fight, because like there can be little enemies that get summoned, or even things falling from the ceiling that you really have to take account for, and that's just such a cool thing to have to manage while you're playing these games. It adds a different kind of difficulty to it that you wouldn't expect in a normal platformer, and it's honestly amazing. The rush that I've been getting from playing these games and improving my gameplay and just getting better at them is to the extent of something like playing Dark Souls, for example, and it just feels great. And when you mess up, you really do know that it was your fault and that there's places to improve. All in all, so far, these bosses just feel amazing and immaculate, and the combat is just so flushed out. It's almost unbelievable that they're charging what they're charging for this game. I honestly haven't found myself enjoying a good platformer Metroidvania type game since Blasphemous came out. Blasphemous 1 and 2 were great examples of that, and so was the original Hollow Knight, but this feels like it's taking it to a whole new level. And speaking of levels, gosh, the environment is beautiful, and the amount of work that they put into this shows. It really does, because they took their time and made something that's absolutely beautiful with just cool environments. And I love the characters and, you know, the hub area and things like that. They're quirky, they're unique, they're fun. I like the design of the world. I mean, it mirrors that of the original Hollow Knight, which is great. And that aesthetic has just always been something that's been visually very appealing to me. Not to mention the ease of access to things like upgrades in the hub. It's awesome. And the platforming is so fun. It feels good. Like, there's not a single time where I'm running around where I feel like I'm bored and I'm not looking for something cool to find, because there's all these little secrets that can just be hidden amongst the world that you're traveling, and you never find yourself bored doing that. which is honestly something that's hard to find in modern day games that give you that exploration factor. You know, I feel like a lot of the worlds are just absolutely barren and there's not a lot of cool things to find, but this game, it psychs you out with things that you think are going to be enemies that actually just turn out to, you know, be like a carcass or something, and then you'll run into something like this where it is actually an enemy even though the one I just saw beforehand wasn't, and that adds a whole new level of grit to the game that just makes it so fun. In the short amount of time that I've spent playing SilkSong, I've been blown away and completely engaged the entire time, and that is so awesome and fun. I love the resting spots, I love the environment, I love the way everything's set up, and like I said, these boss fights are unique and they have cool mechanics. I spent time after time fighting this Bell Beast boss, and there wasn't a single time where I was feeling like I was genuinely frustrated, and I probably lost to this boss like 20 times before I got it right, because there's just little things to it that you have to figure out. Hey, you need to run left when he jumps over you and not run right, and things like that, and when to attack, you know, when he's gonna do what animation, and it just adds a whole new aspect to the platforming genre that just makes it feel so good. Because not only do the bosses have the cool mechanics, you can find that in any of these kinds of games, but it's really the attention to detail that just lets you know what's going to happen next, because they took a lot of time making these animations and making them look great, and they took a great amount of time obviously programming the bosses to have randomized movesets and things like that, so you're not just memorizing a pattern but learning the boss and reacting. And that's what makes these games so fun, is the amount of time it takes for you to adapt as a player, to react properly to things and understand what you need to do next in real time. And that's what makes a platformer Metroidvania type game so good, is you feel like you activate Ultra Instinct like your MUI Goku when you go into a boss fight, and it's so fun, but somehow it feels slow. Like you have to take your time and plot each move. Even though you're moving quickly and reacting in real time, it's tactical. And that is just such a cool thing to have. I love the upgrade system, I love the secrets, I love the bosses. All in all, I have to say that so far in the short amount of time that I've spent playing this game, I found myself fascinated by it. I'm intrigued by what's going to happen next. What is the game going to throw at me? What is the next beautiful area going to look like? And what is the next challenging boss going to put me through and cause me to learn and adapt and become better as a player? I cannot state enough how much fun I've been having playing SilkSong, and I know that there's been some complaints about things like Hornet's, you know, dive attack and the fact that it's diagonal, but as challenging as that is, once you get it down, the learning curve just makes it that much more fun and enjoyable, and it really was thought through well. And I think that once you put more time into the game, that's something that you're definitely going to overcome and just wind up finding yourself enjoying. But yeah, at the end of the day, Hollow Knight SilkSong is fantastic, and I would definitely recommend picking it up, especially for the $20 price point that it comes at. It's just absolutely amazing that you can get a game of this quality for that price. And if you don't have the money to shell out right now, and maybe you just want to try it and you happen to be playing on Xbox, it is free with Game Pass right now, which is just another benefit to this game. But seriously, I would consider picking it up, giving it a try. Even if you just play it on Game Pass, I guarantee that you're gonna fall in love with it, and you're gonna want to spend that $20 to make sure that you can have this game forever. But anyways, guys, I think that's going to be all of my gushing about SilkSong for today. I really hope that you guys get a chance to play it, and I will be streaming it here in the near future if you want to check out some more gameplay and just see what's going on with the game. Maybe you want to see some more before you try it yourself. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning into the video. Make sure to drop us a like and a subscribe. It really helps the channel, but it also brings more content to you guys in the future going forward. Anyways, guys, have a great rest of your day and peace out.